Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I don't know if you can appreciate it on camera, but it's raining, and if you look at this photo here, yesterday we have our first snow day here in England. So it's quite cold, like very cold. Anyway, today we're going to be working on this 2017 Ford Focus. It's a 1.5 TDCi and it's a PSA engine, so basically Citroen and Peugeot engine. It's not a Ford. Let's just make that clear. If you watched this video up here, you remember that a few months ago we did a full engine service on this vehicle. And probably a month ago, my dad told me that when he was on the way back home on the motorway, he put his foot down to overtake and he felt like there was no power. So he brought the car here. I had a quick look. I couldn't see anything. It was, to be honest, a quite dark day and it was just like a quick once over. So he just continued to drive on the car, and 2 weeks forward from that, he said to me that he could feel that every time that he gets to a junction or to a set of lights and he has to stop, he can smell a burning smell inside the vehicle, which of course it will make you worry about it. So what I did this last Saturday, I went and picked up this car, left one of my cars there so they can use it while I'm fixing this one. And for your surprise and mine, I'm going to show you what I found. So we're going to remove this cover here, just like so. We're going to put this aside for a second. And this is what we're working with. On the way back home, I did a few tests. So what I did is I let the car go down below 2000 RPM, more or less, in 5th, 6th gear, put my foot down, and what I realized is that the reps started to bounce between 2000 and 2500 RPM until it sort of got power and it started going again. At the beginning I thought maybe injectors, maybe clutch. Even though if it was clutch, it would have revved the shit out of it and it would go nowhere. So that wasn't the issue. So what I did is open the bonnet, start the car, let it run for 5-10 minutes, and start looking for any sort of fluid coming off the engine. And what I found was this. I started having a look at every single pipe. Basically, I started having a look at the brake pipes down there, just in case it was that was leaking. I started having a look at the turbo feed lines, and nothing. And I carry on, and basically started checking our fuel system. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it properly, but if you look down there, all of that is wet, right? And what we got next to it is our fuel filter. Now, our fuel filter is not cracked, the housing is not cracked, it's not leaking anywhere in there. So really, I didn't know what else could it be, because I couldn't see anything coming from any of these pipes right here, anything on the housing, nothing on the other side, and nothing on the pipes underneath. But then I started looking closely, and as you can see, we got some diesel right there and some more right somewhere in here as well. So as I said, I had the car running while I was looking at everything, and for my surprise, this sensor here, this is your fuel pressure regulator sensor, and what happened to it is the clip that you can see right here is broken. Let me see if I can get a bit closer. As you can see, it seems okay on this side and okay on this side, but I'm going to put a photo right now on screen, and you're going to see that under that sensor, this clip is broken. And since that clip is broken, what happens is that it's fuel leaking under this sensor. So what we're going to do is remove this nut that you can see right here. We're going to remove this pipe that goes to our fuel filter, and we're going to remove the other pipe that just goes right there, and that should be it. Actually, instead of showing you a photo, I'm going to show you here the actual part. This is the part number right there, okay, and that's the name tube assembly. This here is our assembly. This is a fuel pressure regulator sensor, and this is basically how it comes with this sort of diaphragm in between. The pin, as you can see at the bottom, it goes this way across, and then it just sits in place just like this. And what is broken in the original one is this bit here. Now, do you want to hear something quite funny? Ford doesn't sell that clip. For some reason, I've been looking for it and I can't find it. I spoke to Ford and they don't sell the clip at all. They sell you the whole assembly. For a clip that probably costs what, £5 if you sell it individually? No, they want you to buy the whole part, which in my opinion, and I know it's a Peugeot Citroën engine, so it's not Ford's fault per se, but in my opinion, that is outrageous. You know how much this part cost from Ford? £165 to £175. And the best part is that they don't deliver. Because I called Ford and I asked them how much it was. They said £175, and I was expecting maybe if I pay a tenner, they would send it to my house. They said, no, you have to come and get it because you know a dealership or you know a garage, you're an individual. So that's great marketing, I suppose. So instead of buying it from Ford, I bought it from Arnold Clark Parts, and which they sell original genuine parts. So basically it's the same thing, just £10 cheaper, and it was free delivery. So all we're gonna do is replace this whole assembly, and that would stop a fuel leak. We know we can get this push fitting out quite easily, and that nut bolt right there as well. The one that's going to be a bit more complicated, let me see if I can get. The one that's going to be a bit more of a pain in the ass is that one right there. So let's see how we can get this one out first, and then we continue with the rest of the assembly. The way we're going to tackle this, and I don't think it makes much of a difference, you see these white push clips right here, or push buttons if you want to call them. You go one on each side, so you go one up there and one down underneath. But all you need to do to get them out is push the pipe in, press that down all the way, and then pull the pipe and it will come off. So we can do the same thing down there. It's going to be a bit more tricky, I reckon, because of the space that we got to work with, but I think it's doable. So I reckon we'll give it a go to that one first, see if we can get that out, and then it'll be a lot easier. I think on this side as well, it's going to be a lot easier if we get some sort of like screwdriver coming from this angle here, since you can get to the pipe right at the back through right here. So where that sensor is, right through there. So I think if we get a flat blade, we push that clip on that one in, and we should be able to pull this pipe without breaking anything. So let's try that. Now that we disconnected that pipe, what we're going to remove is that 13mm nut bolt combination of both that we got right here. So let's get that out. And all we got left basically is push this clip down, get this pipe out, and put the new assembly. And there we go. Before we get in the assembly off, you could have done this before if you wanted to. Just remember to disconnect your sensor from this plug right here that comes from this loom that you can see. So we pull that tab backwards. Once you pull this clip back, all you're going to do is this tab right here, that one there, you're going to pull it up and disconnect it. And that's it. Now, well, that was part of the clip. They just fell. I wanted to show you the whole thing, but well, I think that one is long gone. Here we got the whole assembly, and that's the clip that broke. Basically, this should be pushed against this corner and going under here and have exactly the same curve on this side and come out up here. So let's get rid of this one and let's get a new one. We got a new assembly here. You can see how the pin goes all around like I was saying before, and all we have left is to just fit it and go for a test drive and see what happens. So let's get it fitted. And just like that, we got a new assembly fitted. We make sure that that's nice and snug down there, it's not coming off. Same thing with this one. After it's clipped, just give it a couple of pulls, not too hard, just to make sure that that's clipped in. We got the 13mm nut bolt in there. We got a connector back on with the safety clip as well pushed, so that won't come out. And now all we have left is start it, see that it doesn't leak, see that it doesn't give us any faults on the dash, and then we go for a test drive. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear me with the noise of the engine, but before, what used to happen is that if I go like this with my finger under the sensor, I would get all this over my finger, and at the minute, we got nothing. So we're going to let it run for a bit. We're going to keep on checking it, and once it's nice and warm, we're going to go for a test drive, come back, recheck it, and if it's good, we're going to deliver the car back to my dad and we're going to get the Impreza back. We went for a road test. The car drives flawlessly, no hiccups, no nothing. Yes, I could have bought a second-hand assembly and just get a clip from it and just fit that instead of spending 165 quid. But at the end of the day, this is almost a brand new car. Almost for me, it's a brand new car. It's only 5 years old. It was worth it. It has a lot of mileage. We don't know how long that clip is being broken, and we don't know if the sensor was damaged because of it. This might sound to you like excuses and just a silly way to spend 165 quid, but it was worth it. This is where we got a peace of mind. We know the sensor is new, we know the pipes are okay, and the clip is brand new. As a second-hand clip, who knows how long it would last. Unfortunately, I couldn't record any of the driving since I was on my own and I didn't have anyone else to hold the phone while I was driving, and it was pissing down, so I didn't really want to do anything stupid just for the sake of having a clip of 2 seconds. So if your car has these symptoms, I'm not saying this is going to be the issue on your one, but it's something worth to check since it seems like that clip is quite weak. So maybe just 1 in a million, or maybe some common issue there will come out within 2-3 years. But if you're experiencing something like this, it's worth checking that fuel pressure regulator clip in case it's broken or damaged. Then just like that, we go to the end of the video. Quite nice, short and sweet, kind of like me, debatable I suppose. But if you made it to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you for watching, thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing if you do, and I shall see you very shortly.